Well, hello and good evening. Welcome to tonight, which is Saturday night. It's the last Saturday of February already. Blimey. Hello, Evan David and Verstart. Good to see you in here. And yeah, hello to lurkers and anybody else who is out there. There are some. Um, yeah, so tonight is something different from what we've done on a live stream before. It's still random because I can't live my life without being random, at least in some ways. Controlled randomness, that's how I like to live. Um, so it's going to be a random look through the Kinks and the Who, only tracks from their ultimate collections. Reason being, as you've probably just gleaned, I do have other Who albums. I don't have any other Kinks albums. I have listened to a few and I like them, but I don't own them. Anyway, these two bands I think are two of the best to have emerged from the 60s, and one of the reasons that they're two of the best bands is they each have one of the great songwriters in their ranks. Pete Townsend, obviously, for The Who, and Ray Davies for the Kinks. I mean, obviously, neither of them are on the level of Tony Magnum. Tony Magnum? Tony Clark and from Magnum. Yeah, you're going to make a bad joke, you should get it right, huh? Anyway, it's funny because it's true. But yeah, loads of great tracks. So we have got on my little playlist for the night from those two combined 2 CD compilations. Somewhere there. Who and Kinks, there we are. 84 songs. So we're not going to hear all of those, but we'll do the usual best of three from whatever comes up. And certainly, if you're in the chat, you two chaps and anyone else who comes in can be making selections. And if we get more numbers in, then we might do some polls for choices as well. We shall see how it pans out. Meanwhile, let's kick it off with no choice at all, as ever. Just which of these 84 songs my iTunes decides we should hear first. So, are you excited? Good, because we're going to hear. And will it be the Who, or will it be the Kinks? It will be. It will be the Who, and we're going to kick off with a longest song of the night, really, and some would probably say the best. We won't get fooled either way. Again, or for a first time. Yeah. So, as well as owning stuff from these bands, I have seen the Who relatively recently, 2023, I think, at the O2, with obviously Roger and Pete and Zach Starkey on drums. And never saw the Kinks for obvious reasons, but did see Ray Davies solo in 2011. No, 2013 probably. Elton John was meant to be headlining at Hyde Park, but had to drop out, so they bumped Ray up to headliner, and they made it free basically. So being cheap as I was at that time, and in all times, I went along and saw lots of great songs that I knew and thought, why don't I own anything by this man? So I rectified that. Which 60s TV theme did both the Kinks and the Who record versions of? Asks Evan David. Most started saying it was Batman, but he didn't know that the Kinks had done it. I didn't know that either of them had done it. So we're all learning. Most start saying if only this song applied to Uncle Sam right now. Well, it's funny. Just about every music group I'm in at the moment is kicking off, and anybody making any comment politically is being shouted down straight away. And it's, oh no, this page is about the music. It's only ever about the music. especially people looking at music of the 60s and 70s, if you think there's not a political element to this music, then, well, you've been fooled, haven't you? Okay, Evan David, my question is, why did they do that? And where do we stand on whether Taxman by the Beatles was influenced, shall we say, by the Batman theme? Did we only hear it because it sounds obvious? But I don't know. I will throw up a little poll similar to what I did on my community page, just as people do come in. Now remember, this is it's not a battle between the Who and the Kinks, it is a shared celebration of them. Well, I guess they, Evan David saying, I guess they just like the tune. Well, maybe they did, Evan David, but it's like all these Doctor Who fans saying, Doctor Who should get back to good storytelling, it's too woke, it shouldn't talk about political things. Like it didn't right from the start as well. Yeah. Anyhow. You can't separate these things from art, that's my opinion. Normally, I would pick myself out of the first one. Actually, let me peek ahead. Okay, this works actually. I can tell you that the next song will be by the Kinks. So, Evan David, can I hand it to you to choose which one of them we hear? The choices are, and actually one of these is probably dubious, but it's I Need You, Death of a Clown. Is that really the Kinks, or is that Ray Solar, Dave Solar even? Or Living on a Thin Line? And then most up there'll be a choice between Who or the Kinks for you after that. And your choice might be difficult, that's all I'm going to say. Death of a Clown it shall be. In fact, I'll give you your choices now while I remember it. They are My Generation. I don't think I need to tell you which bands for these are. So My Generation, Sunny Afternoon, or Join Together. Let me know, and that will follow on from Evan David's Death of a Clown selection. Which is still a couple of minutes away, of course, because this track goes on a bit, but not too long. And both start helpfully telling me that Death of a Clown, which is coming up next, is credited to Dave Solo on the single, but written by both brothers and appeared on their brilliant '67 album Something Else by the Kinks. Cool. So we'll do some double Kinks action, and then I'll give myself a choice and see what that gives us. I'm not going to look to see what my options are just yet. I'll see them when they come. All right, thank you to the randomness gods for selecting that to start us off with. But it is time for some Kinks, and it is time for a clown to die. Probably. See, I don't know some of these songs as well as I know some of the other stuff. I know the next one. But anyway, this is Death of a Clown. Does anybody else get mixed up at times? Not anymore, but I certainly used to, between Sunny Afternoon, which is up next, and Lazy Afternoon by the Small Faces? Just me? Oh well. So presumably, given that he was credited solo on the single, this is Dave on the lead vocal here. See, I'm smart. Can you tell? And we got La La La's from Ray's then wife, Rossa. Cool. Right on cue. Yeah, that's what I meant most time, obviously. Of his choices, Bostart said that My Generation was eliminated straight away. Joined Together is awesome, but Sunny Afternoon has been a favourite since childhood and a song both him and his dad loved. Now, really, if iTunes had played its game properly, it would have given us Joined Together as a great opening track, but we're not going to hear it. We are going to hear Sunny Afternoon.
Taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got.
chart info from Bostart. Bricklet, as always, is this was number 3 for 2 weeks behind All You Need Is Love and San Francisco, which swapped places during that time. For those who don't know, All You Need Is Love is by a group called The Beatles. San Francisco, I presume, was Scott McKenzie.
And I love to live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury.
Evan David, I feel like there's been an Ogden's Nut Flake reaction, and if it wasn't on RTTC, where would I have seen it? Because I don't really watch any other channels anymore, unless it was a long time ago, it was somewhere else. These Andy and Alex might have done that a long time ago.
Sipping at my ice cold beer, blazing on the sunny afternoon. Help me.
For those who are joining, poll running that you can click on for your preference if you have one between the Kinks or the Who, or if you don't, click both. That's what it's there for.
Cause I love to live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury, blazing on a sunny afternoon in the summertime.
Oh, so I'm sorry, I'm misreading when Bostart's information is coming from. That's the problem with short songs. We had that chart info was for Death of the Clown with this Lazy Sunday. I told you to get them mixed up. Sunny Afternoon was the third of the Kinks' number ones after You Really Got Me and Tired of Waiting for You. Could you have 3 more different number ones?
Live so pleasantly. Live this life of luxury, blazing on a sunny afternoon in the summertime. In the summertime. In the summertime. In the summertime.
Well, thanks to Evan David and Bostart for making excellent choices from their options. Let's see if I can ruin it by selecting the wrong song from the next 3 choices, which will be not that one, because that was the third of Bostart's choices. So mine are Dead End Street from the Kinks, The Seeker from the Who, and Dandy by the Kinks. Well, we seem to be in a Kinks flow. I'm sure the Who will turn up again later, but I know Evan David's a fan of this song because he brought it to an RTTC stream. It's very hard to say. Maybe I can't say anything, but that's one of the things that's hardest to say. Anyway, let's hear Dandy. It's only a little over 2 minutes.
Dandy, Dandy, where you gonna go now? Who you gonna run to? Are you little life?
Well, I wonder if I just dreamt it, Evan David, if there's only a couple of small faces things up there.
They long for Dandy, Dandy, chatting up the ladies, tickling their fancy, pouring out your charm to meet your own demands and turn it off at will. Oh, they long for Dandy, Dandy, knocking on the back door, climbing through the window. Hubby's gone away, and while the cat's away, the mice are gonna play. Oh, you low down Dandy, Dandy, Dandy.
I said there would be some Who along. There's not going to be some Who along for a little while because our random trek through these two compilations has given us a Kinks heavy beginning. So Evan David, to you again, the next three choices are Lola, Susanna's Still Alive, or Wonder Boy. Think I know which one you'll go with, but we shall see.
Are you feeling old now? You always will be free. You need no sympathy. A bachelor you will stay.
So Bandy comes from the same album as Sunny Afternoon, Face to Face from '66, and it was a US hit for Herman's Hermits. Goodness. It was a super fast little tune. So let's see if we have got Evan David's selection coming through the files any moment, probably. Was for Evan David most art, but I'll take the first one to reply. And the choices are Lola, Susanna's Still Alive, or Wonder Boy. I thought it would be Lola. So stay tuned, Bosart, because right after this will be one for you. Again, three from the Kinks. Sitting on My Sofa, Plastic Man, or Set Me Free.
She walked up to me and she asked me to dance. I asked her her name and in a dark brown voice she said hello. Hello, hello, la 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 la. Well, I'm not the world's most physical guy, but when she squeezed me tight, she nearly broke my spine. Oh my Lord, la 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 la. Well, I'm not dumb, but I can't understand why she walked like a woman but talked like a man. Oh my Lord, la 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 la, la 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 la. Well, we drank champagne and danced all night under electric candlelight. She picked me up and set me on her knees.
Set Me Free I Shall, Bosart. Thank you. Yeah, Evan David, I believe that they're saying that Ray Davies had to do a version of the song with cherry cola in the lyrics rather than Coca-Cola to satisfy the BBC. I have a feeling he actually had to fly from New York to London to just record the one line, or was it even just one word? There was something ridiculous anyway. And then he had to do it again not long after for something else. I can't think of what that was, but I have a feeling that Bostat will know. This was, of course, their first big US hit in quite some years at this point in time. This is, what, 1970? Eight Man actually rings a bell, Evan David. Was there a phrase in that people misheard, that thought it was rude but it actually wasn't, but he had to change it anyway? Something like that? Bostart, no, we know that Lola and Cola is the one, but we're thinking that there was a similar story that where you had to change a line or a word in soon after. Right, thanks to Evan David for that choice. Again, it's a hard one to whiz past. So, because we did have that one, we're not having Susanna's Still Alive or Wonder Boy. As for the next three, Bostart has selected Not Sitting on My Sofa or Plastic Man, but Set Me Free. So, here it is. Fogging Up My Eyes. Yeah, that's it. I know Sean's covered that. It must have been on instantly his reaction to the album with the 3 title tracks on it. So those who are popping in but aren't currently in the chat, we are spinning both the Who and the Kinks Ultimate Collections and selecting 1 and 3 of the tracks that come up. So jump in the chat and you'll get to choose a song. It'll be my choice next, and as Bo starts saying, poor old Townsend hasn't had much of a look in tonight, so will that change on the next song? We'll have to wait and find out.
All you gotta do is set me free, little girl. You know you can do it if you try. All you gotta do is set me free, 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 free. I don't want no one if I can't have you to myself. I don't need nobody else. So if I can't have you to myself, set me free, set me free, oh set me free, little girl. All you gotta do is set me free, little girl. You know you can do it if you try.
Chart facts continue to roll in. This was a single-only track and hit number 9 here in the UK. It made number 2 in Canada. Thank you again to Bostart for providing the chart information for us tonight. Alrighty, another quickie. Ooh. So my 3 choices are Stop Your Sobbing, which we heard over at Sean's stream on Wednesday night. So I probably won't repeat that for that reason, or will I? Got Victoria, or the Who. There's a Who option. I Can See for Miles, and I think we should probably get some Who in. So let's do that one.
I know you deceived me, now here's a surprise. I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. If you think that I don't know about the little tricks you play.
Look on. It looks like Ever David and Bostart, you are my chat for the night so far. This might change, but I've had a fair number of people popping in, but not to talk to us. But as I've discovered from my analytics, about a third of people watch my channel through their TV, so probably can't chat unless they connect their phones and chat that way. I don't know. I'm not saying technological person, as we know. So I will drop you your next choices in the chat.
advantage of my trust in you when I was so far away. I saw you holding lots of other guys, and now you've got the nerve to say that you still want me. Well, that's as may be, but you gotta stand trial, because all the while
I suspect we might have another Kinks tune coming up. But I could be wrong. And then I'll throw yours right in behind, both sides. You have longer song choices. I won't put the full title in because you know what that is. And that's the one.
I know that you have, 'cause there's magic in my eyes. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Oh yeah. The Eiffel Tower.
So that says this one did appear on the Who album, the Who Sell Out. The one with all the radio jingles, whereas most of the Who 60 hits were singles only. And Evan David has always preferred this to the Beatles tune that inspired I Helter Skelter. Yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. And the chart facts on this tune, I Can See for Miles, are UK number 10, US number 9, and Canada number 4. We will have a double Who slot with Evan David's choice. I wasn't sure that he would be able to resist either of these. I'm not like everybody else or David Watts, but he has, and we are therefore joining the magic bus with the Who. And I have a feeling that I have probably got to cover this in my songs, my 25 song series, because this reached 25 one side of the UK, one side of the UK, one side of the pond or other.
Every day I get in the queue to get on the bus that takes me to you. I'm so nervous I just sit and smile. Your house is only another mile. Thank you, driver, for getting me here. You'll be an inspector, have no fear.
Thank you, Bosto. We'll swap back to some kinky action after this one.
But can I buy your magic bus? I don't care how much I pay. I wanna drive my bus to my baby each day. I want it, 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 I want. Broken 10 sixpence every day, just to drive to my baby.
So, chaps, while I think of it as well, I definitely won't be on next Saturday because I will be at the RSC in Stratford upon Avon seeing Hamlet. But I probably / maybe will stream Sunday night instead and just do a kind of anything goes type stream, if that might find you joining me, or not, depending on what else you do on a Sunday night. Yeah, Bostart, I'm always kind of shocked by it. What's the opposite of prolific? How unprolific the Who were in the 60s, certainly in terms of albums. Alrighty. The magic bus has driven us away, and we've now become so into fashion that we are dedicated followers of it, thanks to Bostart's pick. Alright, let's do it.
They seek him here, they seek him there. His clothes are loud, but never
Okay, so Magic Bus reached 25, and that was in the UK, Bostart. Dogs reached 23, because I think Dogs reached 25 in the US. Pretty sure that I got both of those on my lists for some reason. And Magic Bus made number 6 in good old Canada. Canada really showing people how it was done back then.
Pursuing all the latest fads and trends, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion.
I have no idea what any of these songs did in New Zealand, because we didn't have a chart at all until 66, I think. And for the first 4 or 5 years that it ran, it was just a top 20, and it wasn't based on retail or anything like that. It was people writing into a magazine and saying what their favourite songs were that week. So about as unscientific as you can get.
One thing that he loves, and that is flattery. One week he's in polka dots, and next week he's in stripes, 'cause he's a dedicated follower.
And right on cue, Bostart tells me that this tops that bizarre chart in New Zealand.
They seek him there, in Regent Street and Leicester Square. Everywhere the Carnation army marches on, each one a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. His world is built round discotheques and parties. His pleasure-seeking individual always looks his best, 'cause he's a dedicated follower of fashion. Oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is, oh yes he is. He flits from shop to shop just like a butterfly.
I'm always impressed that you managed plenty from memory without resorting to Wikipedia, Bostart, but if you want to make life easier for yourself by having those pages open first, it is greatly appreciated. All right, it's another excellent choice, which means it's time for me to make one. Will I make a good one? Probably not. So we've got Barbara O'Reilly, I'm a Boy, or Let's See Action. I mean, come on, can I get away with not playing this one? I think not. Though I was very tempted to go with Let's See Action for a second, just because I can't even think what that song is. So, given of course we kicked off with Won't Get Fooled Again, we are hearing in reverse order the big hit bookends from Who's Next, which is of course the classic non-thematic Who album, although it was the whole Lighthouse project that it sprung from, of course, but it didn't end up having a through storyline like Tommy and Quadrophenia. Yeah, I think that's something we have in common, most time. Well, there are many things, and they're all good things. Now, one of the reasons that I don't have a huge amount of Who stuff, as much as I admire Pete, I've never loved Roger Daltrey's voice, but then you hear this song and you think, why not? So have either of you chaps or anybody else out in Lurky Land witnessed the Who or the Kinks or any permutation of in Poison? I know, Evan David, that you're not exactly near the major touring spots in the country, so probably not. Also, is this the song with the worst title, when it had a perfectly good title sitting in its lyrics all along? Yes, it is. Alright, I'm looking ahead for the next choices, and I'm afraid I've got some tough ones coming up for you, gents, so I'll start typing those away, starting with you, Evan David. I can remember three things at once. Oh yes. Bostart, your next one to follow is maybe not quite as hard as Evan David's, but also not easy, I would feel, or see. Of course, we do also have the second chance saloon for something that we end up on. So if it's one that we've missed that we really need to get back to before the end of the night, then that could happen. But meantime, make your choice! Yeah, that was my hard man act. Convincing, huh? I start found his choice easy, if that helps you, Evan David. All right. We'll have to wait for Evan David to voice his decision, which I'm sure will be along any time now. Yeah, well, Evan David, that's why I like to give it to you guys who join in the chat, because it means that we sometimes play things that aren't the norm, take us off the beaten track slightly, and so let's do it. Let's have Wish I Could Fly Like Superman, which is a longer Kinks track. This is just shy of 6 minutes. But yeah, Behind Blue Eyes and Waterloo Sunset are obviously both classics from their respective bands. And we might hear one or other. And later, we'll see what happens. I promise nothing as ever, and I deliver even less.
Woke up this morning, started to snooze. Had a cigarette and a cup of tea. I looked in the mirror, what did I see? A 9-stone weakling with knobbly knees. I did my knees bend, press ups, touch my toes. Had another sneeze and I blew my nose. I looked in the mirror.
So this is obviously a much later Kinks tune than any that we've had so far tonight. Not one I know super well. David, nobody does know what it's like to be the Batman. I think we all know what it's like to be Batman. I certainly do, because I play them most of the time. So this is from Low Budget and 79. Thank you, Most Time. I wasn't sure, but so we're in the Arista years now, which is where bizarrely they suddenly became quite popular in America again, but those albums were almost completely ignored in the UK. Most are adding that this album introduced ex-Argent bassist Jim Rodford, who would remain with them until they disbanded in '96. And then, presumably after that, is when he joined with his ex-Argent bandmate Rod Argent in the Reformed Zombies. No, Evan David, my stage acting was limited to supporting roles. In fact, I never played in a great Shakespearean tragedy, come to think of it. I co-directed Romeo and Juliet, but I wasn't in it. Yeah, mainly, what did I do? Summer Night's Dream, 12th Night, Tempest. I feel like there was another one. It's a long time ago. Now these days I play real life killers and drama reconstructions. I'm doing another one this coming week. I'm not sure which one. Jim was actually meant to be an original member of the Zombies, but had to decline due to other commitments. That's not something you want to happen to. Just imagine watching your mates go off and have all that success, and having to wait behind. Nearing the end of Wish I Could Fly Like Superman, which, despite the really stiff competition it was up against, I'm very glad you chose that one, Evan David. That's an excellent choice from 3 excellent choices. And here's another one from Bostar, who said it was a tough choice for him between See Me, Feel Me, Not Starstruck, and Substitute, which is what he's gone with and what we're going with right now. Bostart, my 12th night experience was how can I put this delicately? Difficult. The director acknowledged that I should have been Sir Andrew, which is the role I really wanted, but she had another actor who could play Sir Andrew but couldn't play Antonio, so she gave him the better role, and I was stuck as Antonio with a complete knobhead as my Sebastian. Hi Tom. So, are you auditioning for a specific role, Bostart, or will it be a case of a general audition and roles allocated afterwards? Well, Evan David, it's quite possible that people look at me strangely on the street for various things that I'm in. But luckily I'm largely blind and don't notice people looking at me if they do, so nobody's ever come up to hit me, so that's something. Well, those are all tasty rolls. Bostart, as Evan Davis says, break a leg on that front. Let us know how that goes. I mean, I hope you explain to the director that you have to take Saturday nights off so that you can join the live streams here and give us the chart facts, because how can we cope without that? But I'm sure they'll understand that. And given my propensity for talking about drummers, it's probably about time I mentioned Mr. Keith Moon. Who is, to my mind, both one of the greats, but also not, because sometimes what he played was perfect, but he's not a play for the song kind of drummer, let's be honest. He's a wild man. So, it would be nice if he was still around, but I have to say, seeing Zach Starkey on the kit with these guys when I did, He was just brilliant. And looked a lot younger than the 50-something that he was at the time as well, I have to say. When are the performances first start? Because I just won't run a stream. Plan streams around your availability. Alrighty. While we're doing that though, I'm choosing between this one, Shangri-La by the Kinks, Sister Disco from the Who, and Pictures of Lily from the Who. Yeah. It's showing as not yet played in my iTunes, so let's hear what the heck is Sister Disco, because I do not know the song.
As I walk through that hospital door, I was sewn up like a glove. I got a smile from the bite of the wind. Watch the fresh fall of snow. I knew then that my life took a turn. I felt strong and secure, and with an easy tape over my nose, I felt almost immune. Goodbye, Sister Disco, with your flashing trash lamps. Goodbye, Sister Disco, and to your clubs and your
I'm not sure I did know that he accidentally ran someone over a pub in 69 Start. I know the story about him driving into a hotel swimming pool.
My dancers left you behind.
This is Keith Boone we're talking about. Kids, in case you wonder.
So low. Black plastic, deaf, dumb and blind. Goodbye, Sister Disco.
Oh, this is good. So we're getting some late 70s Who action into compare and contrast with the late 70s Kinks action we had a song or two back. So both start saying, I'm not sure if this has changed since, but 7 songs from the Kinks and 5 from the Who so far. Which are the Red Line and Hatfield. Yeah. Okay, Evan David, I can tell you that you were going to choose the Kinks. And this is not well, maybe it is an easy one, I don't know. But I happen to know that you're a big fan of at least 2 of these songs. So there you go. And some good options for both start to follow as well. For the correction on my terrible typing. I figure that's the one that probably isn't in contention for Evan David in any case. You're very quick with your choices, though, so it's impressive. Yeah, Evan David, I thought that you might be tempted by 8 Man, but I'm glad you went with Dazed, which is the correct option. So that will indeed be up next. And it will again give us a Kinks twofer, as we will follow that with Autumn Almanac. Almanac. All right. Well, that's a good song too. It's probably not as good as the ones I skipped, but hey, it's nice to hear that one. So we've chosen. Would we say this is a slightly underrated Kinks tune? I think this is an all-time classic myself, and well chosen by David. It's "Days" from the Kinks.
Thank you for the days, those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light, I bless the light that lights on you, believe me. And though you're gone, you're with me every single day, believe me. Days I remember all my life, days when you can't see wrong from right. You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me. But it's alright, now I'm not frightened of this world, believe me.
Yeah, that it's partly down to just what order the songs have come up on. That I don't think I would have guessed that would have had such a heavy Kinks weighting ahead of doing this. But works for me.
Single day, believe me. Days I remember all.
This went to number 12 as did a 1989 cover by Kirsty MacColl.
You took my life, but then I knew that very soon you'd leave me.
Potentially interesting selection for a future song war, that one. Note to self. Oh, I can understand that by start.
Those endless days, those sacred days you gave me. I'm thinking of the days I won't forget a single day, believe me. I bless the light, I bless the light that shines on you, believe me.
And you're taking days off the Livestream is one of the stranger decisions, but I guess if they paid it as a single instead, that would explain it. Fabulous tune in whatever setting you hear it. Anyway. So here we have a song that we heard probably on the live stream on the other channels when autumn came in, and it's now almost spring. How the seasons fly by. Which of course means that if our Antipodean ladies are in, that they'll be looking forward to autumn coming up soon. For the first time of the evening, I'm not necessarily getting, but certainly noticing that I've got the warning about copyrighted audio in my stream. So we'll see how long we can get by without being taken down. But we'll make a decision at the time as to whether that ends us or if we carry on. I've had a fairly busy day before kicking us off here. I had a stag do event that I was hosting. It's called Westchester, which is basically a version of Taskmaster, but with, well, they weren't drunk because they were only just starting. We had a 12 o'clock session, so it was actually really good fun. And then as soon as that was done, I was off across town and filming a comedy sketch, which I won't tell you anything about because it might get the stream taken down. All right. The choice is returned to me, and I'm the one making the worst ones of all of us tonight. So I've got Anyway, Anyhow, Anywhere from The Who, God's Children from The Kinks, or Boris the Spider. Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to keep us in The Kinks and go with God's Children because, again, this is... well, iTunes told me I last heard the song in 2018, so hey, why not? Well, most of the message can come up anytime, day or night, and it takes quite a while sometimes for it to actually do anything. I'm actually leaning more towards doing maybe a round or two more, and then picking one of those ones that we've skipped to end on. But speaking of that, these choices might be obscure. They are a bit to me, and the other one's not. even David has got an easy choice on this next one. I've done some terrible typing on your choices most time, but you'll know what I mean, I'm sure. And that means we are really heading for a surprisingly Kinks heavy night, but well, why not? It's half the fun of doing these things is that it just unfolds naturally on the night and it goes in whatever direction it goes in. There's no premeditation at all, other than the fact that we know what our starting point is. In my current spirit of experimentation on the channel, and I'm not saying I will do this, but I might at some point just jump unannounced entirely on and just listen to a playlist that I was going to listen to anyway and just stream it live, and then it's there for people to check out afterwards. Maybe that's a crazy idea, but the more ideas I try out, the more I can rule out as things I ever do again. Yeah, we will follow them with Get More Kinks, and then if there's a Who song for me to select from in my 3 when it comes along, I will probably almost certainly do one then to give us a bit of balance. Yeah, Evan David, I think Trey did do a Beatles versus Stones night, and yeah, it got taken down very quickly, because you can't play any Beatles song without it being copyright stricken, so there'd be no replay option, it would just be gone. You know, if there's one song you can edit it out, but if it's going to be a bunch, then it's just not going to be worth it. So, but that's kind of why I was thinking at some point to do that Beatles versus Dylan covers night, which is still an option on the table. So, yeah. And, you know, we could do solo Beatles, but let's be honest, that's a poor man's substitute for the real thing, for the most part. I know there's lots of great stuff in the solo catalogues, but not as much. I've been trying to think of a suitable group that I could do this with alongside the Hollies, but maybe I might just do at some point just do a Hollies stream on their own, not sure. Yeah, Evan David, Beach Boys could work, with the exception that, of course, I own just about everything by the Hollies and I own nothing by the Beach Boys. That would mean contending with Spotify for the Beach Boys portion of things, which again, in its own right, could actually work alright, so I certainly won't rule that out as an option. And most not saying that this one is again written and sung by Dave from the Great Something Else album, which also featured David Watts and Waterloo Sunset, 2 tracks that we have truly skipped so far tonight. So even though we've only been spinning songs from compilations compiled by someone who's not me, there's been at least some more interesting out of the ordinary choices along the way. So it's not just been a night full of the obvious hits and favourites, which works for me, because you can hear those songs on stations that old people listen to, probably. Alrighty, so this might be my final choice of the night. Let's see what I've got. I've got Come Dancing. I'll tell you for a fact we're not hearing that. Love Rain on Me and Long Live Rock. Ooh. Okay, let's have a longer tune. Birds versus Hollies. Now that's an idea as well, isn't it? Again, I'm stymied by not actually owning anything but the Birds. You know, for someone with an extensive collection, I've got a lot missing. I am aware. That could be rectified as well. These catalogues are probably not that expensive. So, gents, I'm figuring, as long as YouTube plays ball, that I'll give you another choice each, and then a final poll for what to end on based on those two tracks that we've skipped so far that we thought we might return to. So, while this one's going on, no, Evan David, Come Dancing is quite an irritating song to me. The fact that it's their equal highest charting single in the US ever tells you all you need to know about US audiences. Just looking at these choices and seeing how many great songs we haven't got to, but that's also fine. Another excellent choice of a slightly deeper cut there, Bow Start. Thanks for that. We're setting up a poll for our final song of the evening. Yeah, barring any shocking twists in the poll voting, which I can't see happening. That's indeed what we'll do. With David, we'll go with Behind Blue Eyes to break up the Kinks action, and then if we're all still here, then Waterloo Sunset can polish us off for the night. Before we get to that, we have got a couple more from the Kinks to come. Yeah, very nice. Excellent choice from... Oh, it was me. And now we're heading to a supersonic rocket ship, which has been selected for us by Evan David.
Let me take you on a little trip. My supersonic ship's at your disposal if you feel so inclined. Well, alright. We're gonna travel faster than light, so do up your overcoat tight, and we'll go anywhere you want to decide. Well, alright.
So this is our first of two back-to-back songs from the Kinks' 72 album Everybody's in Showbiz. So this one will be followed, of course, by Celluloid Heroes, which is a fine cut indeed. But I know slightly better than this one.
Nobody has to be helped, nobody needs to be out of sight. Nobody's gonna travel second class. There'll be equality and no suppression of minorities. We'll take this planet, shake it round, and turn it upside down. My supersonic rocket ship.
Well, Evan David, my Kinks album, well actually my my album knowledge for both bands is relatively light, but The Who is fairly easy, and obviously Who's Next. Although I will add that Quadrophenia is one of the great double concept albums ever, as is Tommy. But I'm less likely to listen to those than I am to Who's Next. And for the Kinks, well, I am rather fond of, and I'm still surprised I haven't already got, the long album title that I can never remember that has Lola and 8 Man and the other one in the title. That one, yeah. As you can see, I'm much less an expert on these bands than I am on most acts that I do a single artist stream for. Speaking of which, I will at some point put a poll up on the page for which artist I do my next solo live stream on. As you both know me, you'll probably not be surprised that the options are likely to include Gordon Lightfoot, Billy Joel, Chicago, and something else. So, yeah. I won't put the Doobie Brothers in there because I'll plan to do one on them closer to the time of the new album coming out, which isn't really that far away. Now, see, that's another good one that I would have chosen All Day and All the Night myself because it's my favourite of the early Kinks singles, probably. But you can't hear everything. So, yeah. As we said, from the same album as the track we just heard. This is Celluloid Heroes from 1972. Lola versus Powerman and the Money Go Round. There we go. Yeah.
Everybody's a dreamer.
How about you, Evan David? I think you possibly share the same favourite Kinks album, given that you had Sean review it, but is it between that and Village Green? And where do you stand on the Who's output? This is a great actor's song for me as well. So.
Don't step on Greta Garbo as you walk down the boulevard. She looks so weak and fragile. That's why she tried to be so hard. But they turned her into a princess and they sat her on a throne. But she turned her back on stardom because she wanted to be alone. You can see all the stars as you walk down Hollywood Boulevard. Some that you recognize,
Of course, you don't need to be invited, but feel free to chip in on your favourite Who and or Kinks albums as well. And I don't know if we mentioned at the top of the hour that we do have a confirmed date for the next Who episode, 12th of April, when I'll be in Spain. Wow. So I don't know if we've heard yet that they're doing the same thing last year and launching them at midnight here, but we shall see.
Avoid stepping on Bela Lugosi, 'cause he's liable to turn and bite. But stand close by Betty Davis.
Well, that's a good point, Evan David. There sometimes is a big difference between favourite and best. And personally, I put more stock in favourites because that means it means something specific to the person naming it as such. And those reasons can be dictated by when you heard an album or the memories it holds, above and beyond the actual music it contains. But that's how a lot of my favourite music, both albums and artists, works. I know that there are better things to be listening to, but will they give me that same special kick that gives me the boost? Probably not. Okay, Boast, you're ahead of the curve. I just thought it was odd to open a series a week before Easter, rather than... No, I don't know. Yeah, Evan David, I think everything that's swirling around at the moment is more... I think people are trying to get people used to the idea of the series ending, which it has to do at some point, but equally, can we really see them cancelling Doctor Who while they've still got a spin-off in production? I think it would be very strange to have that Sea Devils Watson thing be the last new Who of this generation. But likewise, is shooting going to stick around, given that we probably finished filming series 2 a year ago, and it's just sort of in limbo as to whether he would want to do more or they would want him to do more. Yeah. We shall find out. But I hope to be more heavily involved with the next revival of the series in whatever shape or form that might take in, let's say, 10 years' time. Start my pitch early for being the next master. So both start saying his favourite Who album was a quick one. All four wrote songs did it well, and they were still just having fun. The best song for him has to be Behind Blue Eyes, which we are of course hearing very shortly. And his favourite Kinks song, probably Autumn Almanac, which we have already heard. And three of the stars mentioned in this song were still alive at the time of its release: Greta Garbo, Betty Davis and Mickey Rooney. The fourth, George Sanders, died while the album was being worked on. Right. Alrighty, so as previously decided, well, in fact, if I haven't already, I can end the poll, which was probably fairly pointless, but never mind. Let's get Behind Blue Eyes up and running.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man.
Yeah, Bostart,
Behind blue eyes.
I think when it does inevitably end, and then equally inevitably start again in some form or other, that we need to do a complete reboot, start from scratch pretty much. Because it's got out of hand, as these big sprawling epic things can do. It'd be nice to get it back to basics.
My love is vengeance that's never free. No one knows what it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you. No one bites back as hard on their anger.
And really, if David, there's a story on the BBC about Peter Capaldi's restarting his music career after 40 years. I have to say I really, really hated it when they brought in his electric guitar. That was... it didn't work. And the sunglasses. So that was what his middle season, probably my least favourite, well, easily my least favourite of his run. But I like the seasons either side, especially his last series with Bill. It was pretty damn good.
That's never free.
I think in some ways, it would be fun to do that. Start back at the beginning, and then loads of people would think they would know, oh, the Doctor's this or that or whatever, and then completely change the rest of the story from now. Let it go in a different direction.
What it's like to be the bad man, the sad man behind blue eyes.
Hey, Sean. Well, welcome. We were almost at the end, but we have got at least one more tune in, which is this one. And if you can magically guess a Who or Kinks song you'd like to hear that we haven't already played, we'll throw that in. Yeah, I guess you've had another busy afternoon of filming yourself, or other excitements, I don't know. And Sean, at some point, probably tomorrow, I'll email you about what I have in mind for something for us to try out and see if it works. If we can even organise the technical side of things or the timing side of things with our respective schedules. But I hope we can. It should be fun. I mean, if it's not fun, what's the point, huh? So, Bostart, what is our current / almost final tally? Well, I should do a James Taylor video with you, Sean, because it would actually be quite entertaining to have a fan and a hater battling it out. But I think we'll start probably on, shall we say, safer, more common ground for us. But yes, all shall be divulged when I get a chance. We've had a good night in here tonight for especially Sean that I'm talking to now, but everyone who's a late joiner. Wow, the tally from Bostart is 15 songs from the Kinks versus only 8 by the Who. Who would have guessed that? In both cases, the most represented albums are their fifth, Something Else, and Who's Next. Okay. So, with that in mind, let's have one last Who song to end us on, and I'm just going to select it out of all the options. Let's go with this one. You better, you bet. The most chosen year for tonight's songs has been 1967, with 3 from Something Else plus Autumn Almanac and Items of Flowers. Right. Evan David, that is always the beauty of doing a part 2 of something, isn't it? That you can say, I think you did that with Iron Maiden as well, didn't you? All the info's in the first one, so you can just dive straight into the selections for the second. I am looking forward to seeing what those might be as well.
To the sound of old T-Rex. Oh, and who's next? When I say I love you, you say you better. You better, you better, you better. When I say I need you, you say you better. You better, you better, you better. You better bet your life.
So, me doing my own math says that with this we've got 15 Kinks songs and 9 from the Who, making a nice round 24 tunes for the night. So that was a good run, and some great selections from some hard choices at times from you guys in the chat, Evan, David and those times. So thanks for sticking it out with me and making those choices that I would have struggled to on my own. I know that the Kenny Jones era is not that well thought of, but I feel like the singles from those songs are very good. So there's this, and then It's Hard has Athena and Eminence Front, both of which I'm a big fan of, and this one's great. So, I of course would have loved to see them on their 89 reunion tour when they had Simon Phillips on the drums a few years, of course, before he joined Toto. I just mentioned Toto for Sean's benefit there, of course. Wait, how did we get it from 8 to 10 last time? I'm confused. I know it doesn't take much.
I showed up late one night with a neon light for a visa. But knowing I'm so eager to fight can't make letting me in any easier. I know I've been wearing crazy clothes and I look pretty crappy sometimes. But my body feels so good and I still sing the rays alive every time. And when it comes to all that living,
Just one last thing for me to mention tonight that has absolutely nothing to do with the Who or the Kinks, but I had a first in my life. New, can't even see it again. New Sam Fender album arrived yesterday, and you won't be able to see this either, but the disc has a massive great crack in it, so you can't play it, you can't rip it to iTunes, which was what I was planning to do with it. Customer services have so far been fairly pathetic, but I'll give them a chance to redeem themselves before going on YouTube and dedicating a whole rant to how this should be easily fixed to the customer's satisfaction. Yeah, stay tuned for that saga. So, yeah, as I say, first time anything like that's happened to me in, what we're talking, 30 odd years of CD collecting now. How many CDs do I have? Hundreds, if not thousands. Right. Well, you bet. Yeah. Well, Evan David, it was a pre-order. I pre-ordered it from probably Universal Music itself, because it was a case of pre-order the album in order to get priority passwords and things for booking for his concerts. So we saw him at the O2 in December. So that side of things worked out. But yeah. Anyway, I'm sure it will get sorted one way or another, even if it's just a case of I return it for a refund and get it from somewhere else who manages to not damage their stock. I don't know. Anywho, that was the Who and the Kinks that we've been listening to tonight. So I hope uh, perfect timing by the looks of things. Those in the stream have already stopped seeing me, but those watching on replay, which I was about to thank, um, can see this end. But all right, final messages in the chat, and I will say to those watching on replay, thanks, and bye for now, but not for long.